I am man. With my hairy chest and penis, watch me as my hair never moves out of place while dodging bullets and exploding cars. You can't understand a word I'm saying because of my thick East Block accent. I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, cold pizza and beers, what I have for breakfast. At lunch, maybe another Guinness. And for dinner, there better be a steak in front of me to eat, because I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, I sit on the toilet 3 times longer than I need to be. I might be reading. Most likely I'm looking at the pictures. It is my throne and my home because I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, I walk barefoot around downtown city streets and dark alleys. Disease fears me and my Chuck Norris roundhouse kick and knows not to f with me. I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, I like guns. Big f***ing guns, bullets, and dead things. I like to watch them on primetime TV because I am man! With my hairy chest and penis. Sex is over. Sex is over when I say it's over. But I never speak a word. No, I let my orgasm and immediate snoring do all the talking for me. I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, she turns in bed and says she loves me. Asks me what I'm thinking. I let her know I can't figure out why she's here and not making me a sandwich. I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, and I like small, fast cars or insanely large trucks or anything that burns gas inefficiently. The environment, I don't care about me. I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, I love war. War, 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 and old George W. I'm a fan. Because I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, I believe in God. On Sundays. Late in the 4th quarter. But more importantly, I know I'm his gift to all of you. Screw your religion. Mine is right. I am man! With my hairy chest and penis, I don't back down from a fist fight. No, I ain't ever wrong, because I am man! With my hairy chest and penis!
Right now, I'm really excited to be hosting and leading a teen poetry show here in the Tampa Bay area, which is called Heard 'Em Say Teen Poetry Night. It takes place the last Friday night of every month at the Hope Learning Center over in East Tampa on the corner of 29th and Lake, which is a notoriously bad area here in Tampa. And so to be able to bring poetry here has been tremendous. Not only poetry itself, but the impact that it's had on the young people here. And the idea is just to provide our young people with a social outlet and platform to be able to express themselves on a regular basis. I'm of the opinion that we find a lot of our young people not excelling in school and succumbing to a lot of peer pressures and things in life because we don't offer them enough healthy alternatives. We tell them what not to do, but we don't give them any type of options or don't give them positive things to do. And so Heard 'Em Say was established in order to give young people a platform and an outlet to be able to express some of those frustrations that they have in life, to be able to talk about some of the peer pressures and things they may be going through from and issues they may be dealing with at home, pressures they may be dealing with at school, different things that they may be dealing with in life. Rather than those things coming out in destructive ways, what we want to do is encourage them to write down and discuss those things and express them in constructive ways so that they can effectively deal with their issues.
It is such a joy to feel real happy. Your heart sings, your feet dance, your mind sways in the wind. While you ride your boat goes the bell. Ding, ding, ding.
The reason, again, why I started writing poetry was because I had problems. I didn't start writing because I was influenced by seeing another poet. I didn't start writing poetry because of any type of external forces, but because of the things that were going on inside of me. So I would call myself a poet, that performs. I do perform. I do share my work with others. I do enjoy that. But more than anything, I enjoy helping people by sharing my experiences with them.
Roses are red, flowers are blue. Please, I love you too.
There are so many different resources and ways for people, for anyone that wants to become involved in spoken word poetry to really hone their craft. What I would encourage someone to do if they were interested in it is obviously to research with various, their English department or their English class in school, maybe sign up for a creative writing course. Definitely sign up for different workshops that are offered so you can see what's available to you and to see exactly what method of writing would work well and is the most compatible with your style.
This poem is about happiness. It is such a joy to feel really happy. Your heart sings, your feet dance, your mind sways in the wind. The world is light. You float on a breeze. The world moves to the rhythm. Of your joy. Every note you sung writes with the voice of contentment.
I'm really excited and thankful and grateful for the new generation of up-and-coming poets and spoken word artists here in the Tampa Bay area. I was born and raised here in Tampa, and so obviously anything that is going to help build up the city from an artistic standpoint, I share that heart and passion.
Victim number 9615782. My name is Anaya Debris. And you see, I fell victim to the secret game all because he never told me that he liked to be with men just as much as he loved to be with me. It took him on his deathbed until he finally told me that he was sorry for knowing that he had AIDS and still deciding to sleep with me. We have been married for 7 years, and this is the secret that he had for me. My daughter is 15 now, and I don't know how to explain to her how she got HIV. I will keep it a secret until I feel she is ready. Maybe. Victim number 5008663. My name is Daquan Love. I'm in love with Jasmine Dupree. Beautiful daughter of Anaya Dupree, who never told her or ever warned me that her daughter was born with the curse HIV. So when the doctors told me, I couldn't think of who the person could be. I mean, shoot, I have been creeping a lot lately. The last girl was this morning. Her name was Kelly. I mean, I never did use condoms because they didn't feel natural enough to me. But now I'm sitting here trying to think if I'm going to break this to my girl Jasmine, who called me and told me that we're expecting a baby. Victim number 9998576. My name is Kelly. The promiscuous girl is what they call me. At least 3 to 5 boys and left get to explore me. I mean, sometimes I use condoms, sometimes I don't. But on the real, I like it raw, and I can't even front. My favorite is they find love though. You see, I want to have his baby. That's why I put holes in the condom before you enter me. But I keep that part of secret because he'll be mad at me. But wait until Jasmine finds out that she's not the only one with his baby. I'm not with HIV. Little did I know. No one ever told me. Victim number 9997856. My name is Kevin Hicks. I'm the star basketball player at my school. And I get girls like hot sweating bodies into a welcoming pool. Me and my boys run a train on this girl today right after school. And get this, she let us sit raw. Now ain't that shit cool? I think her name is Kelly. And tomorrow, she promised to let me hit again. But that was a year ago. And I only wish I would have used protection. Who knows how many people I infected, and now they out there infecting. Victim number 9995783, Kevin Hicks. Victim number 9706576, Kelly. Victim number 5008663, Daquan Love. Victim number 9615782, My name is Anaya. You see, we all fell victim to this secret game. All because he never told me.
So I heard him say, all hope is gone for youth today. Well, I say when you see the babies in the gutters drinking gin and juice instead of apple juice, you will know the culprit. I am the product of a country that gave up and let me wander forever to squander my dreams, and then they told me to take out the trash. So I followed my cigarette ash, and nothing Colbert tells me will subside the pain of a father dead, a family silent, and a lover scorned. My blood trains towards the carpet and begins to sink in like the words of those that have told us we can't succeed. The sirens call for us, telling sweet lies, and if we believe, what are we really but a generation resigned to be the same as before? We are savages, ready to beat down your door. Time and time again we collapse, but we shall rise again, because nothing seems to satisfy. The phoenix folds its wings and dies, and I can't see a way out. So scream with me, we are the broken, neither evil nor elite, and when they kneel at your feet, shout, you are not forgiven. And we cannot forget. All great earth-shaking events have been brought about not by written matter, but by the spoken word. So we are the kings and queens of your reality. The very ink in which all history has been written is merely fluid prejudice, so we must author a new recollection. All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. So we must act as an example to preserve our purity. I heard him say we are unclean. And I am proud to call myself filthy, for I am indefinitely stained with the marks of free thought and creativity. No bleach can redeem me. I heard him say we are uncivilized, and I'm here to say there is no greater title. We have ravished society until it crumbled under the weight of our voice. So we will march through the cities, waving red flags, screaming what we heard him say.
I want to make music. Loud, angry, angsty music, because I'm a punk with bad brains whose effect on society is only a minor threat. Did you hear me? I said I want to make music. I want to see heads banging, hearts throbbing, fists wailing in mosh pits, because I am sick of this scene. Quiet coffee houses with a quiet audience with an occasional snap. Screw that. I want to hear chaos. I want amplifiers to project my voice like firecrackers in the sky. I want to scream so loud that the veins in my neck pop out like pythons and people's ears pop like sonic booms, because I got so much to say and so many people to hear me. And this coffee house open mic stuff just isn't cutting it. The creature in my mind is scratching at the backs of my eyeballs, telling me that I am meant for more. And I can no longer ignore this feeling or this hunger, because I've been trapped inside these white walls for so long, and I am starving. So I use my empty stomach as a hollow drum to feed my ears African beats, for my heart has fallen off tempo. See, all I want to do is make music, make love to saxophones, tongue kiss the lips of a harmonica, become the puppet master of guitar strings, and listen to the way the acoustics sing, push the buttons of a synthesizer to see how angry I can make it. So the setting of a 1970s kung fu flick with the gong, run my fingertips along the spine of a harp and listen to its goosebumps, use piano keys to unlock the closed minds of geniuses. Okay. But I never could do music. See, when little Melody would write musical notes to me behind the teacher's back in geometry, it just looked like gibberish. Because while all the other kids were learning how to read music and play their recorders, I was too busy trying to clean the spit out of mine. See, I've always had a problem with too much saliva building up inside my mouth until I learned how to just spit it out, and then I always got in trouble for spitting off of bridges and building tops onto people's heads, but now they cheer for me when I do it on stage. See, I've fallen in love with the way people nod their heads yes when I sprinkle them with my spit, and the way they applaud me when I hawk loogies in their faces, because I spit knowledge, wisdom, and truth. I spit the voice of the youth. I spit masterpieces, Van Gogh and Picasso paintings. I use my tongue and teeth as instruments, and I spit music. But they tell me that no one will know my name until after I'm dead, that writers never live to see the change they make. Well, I guess that's why I'm here before you today, using amplifiers to project my voice like firecrackers in the sky, screaming so loud that the veins in my neck pop out like pythons and your ears pop like sonic booms, because the creature in my mind is scratching at the backs of my eyeballs, telling me that I'm meant for more than a coffee house. more than a chapbook, more than a $10 CD, and I can no longer ignore this feeling or this hunger because I've been trapped inside these white walls for so long, and I am starving.
I'm Curtis Davis. I'm 17 years old, and I attend Blake High School. I'm from Tampa, Florida, born and raised. My father is from Bronx, New York, and my mother is also born and raised in Tampa. I got to the Hope Learning Center by attending Heard 'em Say monthly, and eventually Heard 'em Say started being held here. And I just think it's a really great thing because it exposes poetry and spoken word to kids who wouldn't normally have seen it. I go to Blake High School, and we have poetry readings there. And the first reading was really the first time I actually performed my poetry, and that's when I really got into it, because after that it was just a great feeling, and I just got addicted to it, and I just kept doing it over and over and kept getting better at doing it. The way I learned the craft of performance art is just by observing and doing. You just gotta see how other people do it and how they perform, and then do it yourself, and just don't be afraid to get up there and actually try it. My greatest obstacle as an artist would have to be finding my voice, because for a while I would just perform, but it wouldn't be really me. And the way I got over it was just by performing and really feeling what I'm saying, closing my eyes, just expressing and feeling everything that I'm saying and paying attention to what I'm actually telling the audience. Right now I'm trying to get the first wave scholarship to go to the University of Wisconsin. It pays 4 years tuition for spoken word poetry. And hopefully if I get that, I'll be up in Wisconsin in college and doing my thing and progress from there.
I wish the Son of God was the color of a universe, wrapped up in the body of a man. Maybe then his true color could never be denied. I feel the way I feel, and for that I won't apologize. For not being willing to worship that lie. I won't. I can't. Step foot in a church of higher learning when the very first thing that I see overhead as I walk through the underpass be a white Son of God stretched out on the letter T, when I know that the sun looks a lot like me. It makes no sense to follow the teachings of he who knowingly feeds lies to the sheep just because it may be easier to digest. That in itself is stress. That's food for cancer. Now that's food for thought. Look at what we've been taught. The false preachers that teach may not like the majority of what I may not so meekly speak, so some try to paint me as a racist. When at the end of the day, I can really care less about faces. This isn't about who's first or last in the many different races. This is an assumption for the best, or who came from monkeys, or got forged by Yakub deep inside of the Caucasus Mountains. This here is about the truth. That is the foundation that will set us all free. Now this plight goes much deeper than just you or me. I am just a poet. A common man. I don't have a problem with the next guy. I have a problem with the lie. Now this here is my theory. Maybe there is a group of people out there that desperately need to give the Son of God another face because they can't bend a knee or fix their hands to pray to an image that looks like another race, a race that they've sullied. Maybe they fear prayers peppered with insults, sins of the father that visit the children. Maybe there is a healthy fear of yesterday's orphans, growing up into black sheep that lead both heaps to the truth, for them to run and tell everybody about their roots and deliver a better word to those who will be better shepherds to the herd. They fear black, forgetting that light was born out of the dark. Forgetting that light was born out of the dark. They feared that Webster really weaved webs of lies and diction. They feared black ball really means elite. They feared black sheep are really conquering lions. I ain't lying. Only those on the black list will get in for free. And Black Friday, well, they can just leave that be, unless they're making plans on extending it to an entire week. Now, do you see what really happens with a little white lie? It just snowballs into a lie, to cover a lie, to cover a lie. The difference in labels are so deeply ingrained through the fiber of our beings that it's most definitely guaranteed to bring the destruction of us all. So when, and if the Lord chooses to come, I hope he does so as a universe. Step into the transparent shell of a man, just to prove us all wrong. To prove is all wrong. The proof is all wrong.
Let's blame it on the authority. Public housing has now become the holding grounds for dreams nevermore. Like minds blind to voluntary slavery. Thoughts and lifestyles now passed on to the babies. See, she's a cousin to quick money, quick pleasure, low patience. See how funny it is that the children keep coming. He loves his niggas but can't love his children who look like he. Be the irony that stops the clock from ticking right to left. The child only remembers being loved, and they ain't been right since they see no real change even with the black president. Talking school expectations low on arithmetic. So teachers watch the clocks tick, the children into another statistic. With little Jasmine trading in substance for lipstick to grown Mike's penis, making her come down to her knees. Much like it does when she goes to church on Easter and Christmas Eve's curiosity put her on Satan's sleeves. So it's a cold world, put on your biggest jackets please. Even 12-year-olds are being tested for STDs, and you still don't hear me. I'm not speaking for the entire hood, I'm speaking for the majority. Wishing that when it came to ignorance, that we was the minority. But we choose to just blame it on the authority.
My name is Alex Hargret. I am from Tampa. I've lived in Tampa all of my life, and I go to Howard W. Blake High School. I started doing spoken word poetry back in February of last year. I been in the creative writing program for a minute, and there was a woman who was doing a show, and then she wanted some girls to work with afterward. So I volunteered for her program, and we were talking about many different things and how, writing is wonderful, great, and her motto was write out loud. So we actually did a show, and that's where I learned about spoken word, actually taking my poetry and putting it into the words. I most enjoy about poetry the differences, and no matter how many times poetry is written, how many people write it, it's always different. It's always going to convey a different emotion, and then I just enjoy the fact that I am able to be part of that process. Fears, doubts, and criticisms have been my greatest obstacle as of yet, and that has come from myself and my family members and other people who don't understand my art. But sometimes I just have to show them what it's all about and stop listening to them, just step up and do what I do. I can consider myself to be more of a writer at this moment. I am trying to become more of a stage poet. Right now I'm a page poet, but I'm working on that. So I want to be a diva later. I found myself lonely in a corner, but I just turned away from my heart-wrenching cries. What could I do? I was beyond hopeless. The dark space was trapping her, so I listened and communicated. I knew it was time to fix her. I put my hand in her hand, laid my head on her heart, brought her close, and enveloped her in a hug. She leaned on my shoulder. I continued to hold her. Then I whispered, "You are loved," as I kissed her eyelids. My soul screamed, comforted, healed. She looks to me for love. We walk together. I stand next to her, the light in her bloom, and I smile. Spoken word is definitely not easy. It's a lot of fun, and it can be trying. It's actually work, but if you want to do it, then do it, because somebody out there wants to hear what you have to say. So just embrace it, love it, and make sure you enjoy it, because it's going to work you, but you need to learn how to work your craft.
Ain't nothing changed since the day I realized I hated the father of my son. He still ain't. Weeping the tears of the oppressed black man, driving brand name cars, wearing brand name clothing, claiming me as his baby's mama because he thinks my poems mean something in the big picture. Well, baby, here's one for you. How about you come get your son and take him for a ride with you? That's all I want to ask him, I swear. But the illusion of logical reasoning gives way to fits of anger and bursts of temper, and I can do nothing but heap curses and verbal abuse upon him. I wish nothing in life for him. I wish that he were dead so that maybe then I could justify his absence and have it be valid. His demise would place an airtight lid on my anger. His sporadic appearances and disappearances would finally be over. My son and I could rest easy. No more hurt feelings about phone calls not returned. We could see him occasionally. Nah, let's go ahead and make that rarely, the way he does my son and me. We could see him on somebody's dresser. Ashes in an urn, and so it goes, and so it goes. If only I could express how it burns me up to even think of him. I wish I had never even heard of him accepting. I would have no I would not have had my child and thus no reason to be losing my mind from the sheer strength of my emotions. Capitalistic illusions imply that I would still be skinny, still have money, some wealthy old man taking care of me as I wrap my hair to blockers that go with my hair extensions and booty shorts, buying into the image of black women hating ourselves. I would have no problem with black rappers treating me the way that black rappers treat women like me. I would have complete, total privacy in the bedroom and bathroom, excepting for when I have company over. Nobody waking me up for breakfast at ungodly hours on the weekend. Mommy, I'm hungry. And although my life appears to have changed drastically, deep inside I am still the same me. Suicide before conformity, death before dishonor, the world's biggest idiot's baby's mama. Stay perfectly happy making insane decisions, embarking on suicide missions that have me sailing away in ships of relations that are in reality whole-filled canoes. Life is Niagara Falls, accepting Parmenides was right and change is an illusion. Thank you.
We're preparing to have our poetry jam. This will be, I believe, our 5th annual poetry jam, which is a creative writing workshop and poetry slam competition that is sponsored by Hillsborough County Schools and the Hillsborough Arts Council. The Arts Council provides a professional poet to come and present a workshop for the kids, and then at the end of the workshop, students who have decided to participate in the slam will present and be judged. We have judges with a rubric who are judging on specific criteria, and we will pick a winner, our best spoken word artist, and that person will then represent us at the countywide jam, which is also a slam, and there should be a representative from each high school in Hillsborough County. Not every school participates in the poetry jam concept, but we were one of the first, and we've really embraced it because we see the need here. We're very lucky to have an administration who supports us, and our media specialist is very interested in bringing the kids in and creating this environment.
So watch this. So what we're going to do is these key words that we have come up with synonyms and the meaning for those, we're going to plug them back into the original definition and reread this definition. You guys with me? Yeah. Back talk. Now watch what happens. Watch this. Poetry is a form of literary art or a form of word expression, word or writing emotion, word display, word or writing creativity, word freedom, in which language is used for its aesthetic or pleasing, cleansing, appearance, atmosphere, and evocative or provoking, conjuring, stirring up qualities. Everybody with me so far? Yeah. Is this clearing up? Yeah. In addition to, or in lieu or substitution or replacement of its apparent, clear, sure, or obvious meaning. Words or writing in rhythmic, arrangement, or measured form. Now, doesn't that sound much better? Yes. Now, doesn't that sound like something that you can work with a little better and doesn't sound so archaic and dated?
I think the Poetry Jam is important because it creates an atmosphere for all kids to get involved, or all kids who want to get involved. Before I'm a teacher, I'm a poet, and I am a regular poet, and I'm a spoken word artist. And when I came to Durant, I created a creative writing program. There was nothing here at that time. So I created the classes, I got kids involved, and I saw that there was a real need for a place for them to express themselves. And this is a perfect place. We can bring all kids together, whether they're in creative writing or not in creative writing. We open this to all English classes and any kid who wants to participate. So we can bring together 50 kids who may not ever have known each other were writers. And they're in this environment that supports and fosters writing and appreciates writing and encourages them to continue writing. And in the past, the kids have told me they leave here so motivated and so enthused. They can't stop writing. They have so much to say. And I think it's the synergy that's created with all of these poetic minds in one place.
Words. Lie. To lie. Lying. Liar. He lies, she lies, we lie, they lie. A lie is a lie, and yet the truth is a lie. Sticks and stones break bones. They draw blood and shatter windows and cars. They cut, scratch, and leave scars. Sometimes these abrasions require stitches or a cast. Sometimes they fade, sometimes they last. And these are the pains that you've been warned about, but the cruelest offender is always left out.
From my pocket protector to my too tight jeans and the Pokemon cards I forgot in my pocket last week, it's crazy how my math skills at Pictionary and vocabulary, the other players be stationary. I'm a hardcore nerd. Don't got haters, but I do got puberty problems. And a pathological need to watch Star Trek reruns. I'm thoroughly encouraging to be something close to comedy. My asthma makes me cooler. Popping meds like a gamer, I'm a nerd.
Poetry and spoken word gives kids an opportunity to fully express themselves and then express themselves to an audience. And I think a lot of adults maybe want to ignore some of those feelings and some of the ideas that are being expressed. But I want to say these are so important, and we have to listen to these kids. Now, I'm not their parent, and so that might make it a little bit more easier for me to hear what they're saying. But the secrets of their hearts and the troubles that they have and the happiness that they have and the love that they're sharing in these poems has to be heard, or they feel alone and isolated. And so for me, as a teacher, this is an excellent tool. I encourage all of my students to write, even the ones who are not in my creative writing class. And then as a poet, I know how valuable this is. And my wish would be that everyone would understand how valuable spoken word is to kids and writing is to kids, but also that adults would lead by example. We have things to say too, and we need to write, and we need to share, and we need to show kids and model in our homes and in our schools and in our communities that expression is good and expression is the right thing and it's purposeful and we embrace it.
But just because you didn't win doesn't mean that you should stop performing. Just because you didn't do as well as you wanted to do doesn't mean you should stop performing. Just because you haven't memorized your poems yet and you have no idea how you're going to begin to memorize your poems doesn't mean that you should stop performing.
There's been an outbreak. And slam has become infected. So sick, I enter venues with a pocket full of posies. It's disgusting. The bubonic plague circles around words like flies over death. Disease threatens wordplay like Saddam Hussein did America before the noose hanged. And yes, it's hanged, not hung. Alphabet slung in battle. Vowels executed. Disease sticks to skin like melanin, seeping sense less than therapeutic. Welcome to the show. Inhale the virus with open eyelids. Mononucleosis settles in the back of throats. Antibiotics can't cure followers, end quote. Germs slither and squeeze till pens grow weaker. Like a boa constrictor constricting the thermometer. Slam, he's a monster. Slam is in collusion with spoken word. Let's keep our poetry pure with imperfections. Do yourself a favor. The next time you sit down to write, do it right. Because trying too hard has become an epidemic. So please, stop killing yourselves trying to be something else.
A question that I have often asked myself is, am I black or am I white? Am I a panther or am I a ghost? Now, for all the mixed kids out there, also known as multiracial or other, I just want to let you know that I've been there. I have worn baggy jeans around my knees with long white tees because that's what I thought it meant to be black. I've also worn skin-tight jeans and straightened my hair because that's what I thought it meant to be white. And I was still never accepted because I talk too white or my skin is too black. It took me and I, but the people who I thought were my friends, to realize that the only thing I need to try to be is me. And the rest will follow, so go ahead. Throw racial slurs, scream hateful words until my insides are hollow. But unlike Sleepy, this hollow is wide awake because it knows who it is and it knows what it wants to be and it knows how to get there. So continue to talk about me and continue to pretend that I care, because I don't. I'm immune to the words that you say because they're not nearly as clever as my wordplay. See, the things you say only cause me to chuckle because I wear the term weirdo like an oversized belt buckle, and I refuse to call you a hater because you don't hate me. You're jealous of me. Because no matter how physically bound I may be to your judgment, I am mentally free. I'm like a tree, swaying violently on a breezeless day, and the branches on my head touch the sun for food, for I am the son of sun and moon, light and dark, yin and yang, good and better. See, growing up with a black father and a white mother, I never really knew the difference in color. I just saw them as family. So excuse me if I had trouble fitting into a segregated, integrated school. Do you know how bad it feels to listen to your white friends make black jokes and have to sit there and wonder why you feel offended while the rest of them laugh, and listen to your black friends make fun of the way white people speak when you know that you yourself speak that way? So I became an outcast, a loser, a weirdo, forced to sit in the shadows of the background and observe, and I thank you. Because that is what has made me the poet that I am today. Thank you for teaching me how the real world works. Thank you for judging me. Thank you for helping me find me and coming to the realization that I am not black. I am not white. I am weird. Because being weird means being yourself, and that's what I am. So I thank you. Because without you, how else would I have learned what not to be?
Cemetery halls with the spirits of them all, trapped and free to be with me and me free to be. Dawn, break me down, break me after breakfast was discussed but put off for maybe needing to rest my eyes more than fill my empty belly. Dawn, break open my book and break the shadows of my hand so I can stay awake, still fighting for you and your past of nights knowing for the words you bestowed in me. Or was that the dark that came before that left these words within my heart or head or soul or wherever word was born on the tip of summer's tongue? A memory of a song. It's the one that goes like us up in a tree, you and me, and a guitar you hummed for me after we discussed and came to no conclusions. We come to no conclusions. I've come to know a few in my day, or my night, or dawn's break of my no more need for candle flames, or starry flashes a billion years old, or out from under the trees so I could read you a poem that another light let be. It's funny how the less shadow I see, the more myself tells me sleep. The more spectrum paints hues other than blues and grays of shadowy graves, the more my vessel starts to fade. Eyes closed. I got into poetry about 1.5 years ago. Before then, I didn't even really read poetry or think about it at all. And then I was dating this really horrible guy who just consumed me, and I finally got him out of my life, and but then I was alone for the first time in my life in our apartment. He got on a plane and left, and I was happy, but I was completely alone, and I just started writing, and it was really kind of sad but really happy at the same time, really I got to know myself a lot better, and then I started telling other people the poetry, and they were like, wow, that's really awesome. But I didn't even know it was poetry at the beginning of it, until someone told me that it was. So that's how that began. I learned the actual performance of my poetry just through practicing it and saying it out loud enough times that I have every syllable is like music. It's just perfect, and then once you have it memorized like that, you can just perform it beautifully. It's nice to find an actual poetry open mic, because people are there to hear poetry and there's other poets and whatnot. But I find that while I've been doing this, it's really hard for me to find a balance between like humility and egotism, I guess, and my confidence, like when I'm out there, like trying to get that balance, you know.
Observing, observer, I'm talking to you, standing there behind your manifestation. You have manifested yourself, you have manifested yourself. I have waved my hands like magic wands. Stones make ripples in the river, and suddenly I am in this situation with all these human feelings and a human heart. I feel for you, self. My brain, like these words, works to figure itself out really. For if I die before I wake, I pray, dear Lord, my soul to take. My soul takes to praying. My body takes to playing. My mind takes whatever it can currently decipher and spits shifts to my body and soul. Oh, here I am, babbling on again, talking to myself. I'm crazy. And if myself talks back, that's when I know I have a problem, right? If your self talks back, that's when you know that God is listening. When your self talks back, that's when you know that God is listening. Self-God is listening. Self-God is listening.
I consider myself an artist, a human, a poet. I like to dance recently, so a dancer, a painter, and a yogi. I love yoga. Well, I'm trying to actually expand from poetry. Like, I feel like I'm secretly a dancer. I'm kind of pursuing that, as well as like painting and other things, but I'm just trying to get to like this point where I feel like I understand the reason for making art and then like showing it to other people, you know? I'm trying to understand that. That's what I'm trying to get to. My biggest obstacle is really just keeping myself humble and balanced in the spot where I realize that I am not actually the poet and it's just the divinity and everything speaking through me. Mother, can you speak to me? Tell me you think I'm pretty all right because all I see is a cyclone spinning out of control in your eyes, numbing mind and skipping stones of worry down your stream of consciousness. You have looked sister in the eye, hugging proud about her degrees she's getting somewhere higher with. Higher than me, higher degrees on the oven when she made that mouth-watering meal any husband would wolf down thankful. You look me in the eye, mother, and say I've lost my mind. Mother, I think you've lost yours too. I could thank you for the money you helped me with until the day I die, but you would come back as the drifting, lost forever spirit of never let anything go and haunt my sleeping body, asking if I still remember who did what for who. You say all I've done is make mistakes, and you will pray and pray on me for me to turn around back to the path of righteousness and gossip and judgment day every day, judging self for fear of them judging me. And you will tell me the stories of the little lost children of others you know who changed their lives back to good, normal, right, or ones who just went to jail, babies crying in a stranger's arms. And I will hear your lessons to me, and I will learn what I will. I will learn that I'm the only one who will say I'm all right, because you will never see it this way. You love to cage yourself in paranoia, fear that I might not be wearing a bra, and my legs will not be shaved, and my skin would look so nice with a little paint over it. And will I ever learn to be right and happy like you?
I'm just not so sure I would ever be happy residing in unreal future dates and past reminders and fingers pointing disappointed after the wheel of fortune spins to failure every time. I'd much rather be floating free, waves of energy, walking down this shady, nice breeze path, constantly blooming, getting down the road, never looking back. Mother Universe will hold my hand until conception takes its turn with me and the beat goes on, daughters, mothers, daughters.
I knew I was getting older when one of my nieces told me that I didn't have any swagger. So I asked her how she defines swagger in her book. She told me it's all about the look. Your sense of style and confidence is obvious whether you're paid or not. Ice cold when the block is hot, you look like you got it even when you don't. Dead broke but still looking at like a meal. A man's appeal should be predicated on more than just what's in his pockets. And to be honest, Uncle Walter, you need to step your game up. I shrugged my shoulders, flash her an uncomfortable smirk and say, baby girl, I understand what you're saying, but be careful. Because I grew up with girls who thought just like you. Young ladies committed to school but chose the wrong criteria to evaluate potential mates. Expensive taste made them chase behind dope boys and jocks who most often than not wrote their futures on locker room stalls or the backs of wrinkled 20 sacks, thinking that by giving men love and children that they would be willing to follow a different direction, trying to teach a new dog an old lesson by giving them their treat first. Then women wonder why things get worse before they get better. See, men hide their abusive tendencies behind Gucci sweaters, wrap our shallow thoughts in Louis Vuitton scarves, cover our propensity to walk away from responsibilities in a fresh pair of Nikes, buttonfly our insecurities with the most expensive pair of jeans that we can find because love is blind. And most women only see what they want to believe. See, swag is a smokescreen, a mere figment of your imagination. You judged the book by its cover, but then forgot to read the pages. If you had, you would have known that he was more style than substance. Love a chick that got her own because he has nothing. Making lifelong plans with a man who only has ambitions as a rider. But it's hard to support a family when you riding on skinny tires. Picture me rolling. She never pictured herself unfolding 4-page letters from the one she gave her heart to. If your girl only knew that everything that glitters don't stay new. You can't stop the fading that time inflicts on garments and labels only built to last a season. Building your hopes on wet sand, then surprised when you see that your dream house is leaning. You contemplate leaving but feel like you sacrificed too much to give up. You're stuck on the other side of the game. The morning after, you willingly let swagger cover your eyes with wool, but what happens when dudes take off their cool? What does he do for you? Where is he trying to go in life? What's his relationship with his mother like? Does he believe in Christ? See, if you ever want to know where a man's heart lies, when you ask him a question, ladies, close your eyes. Listen for soul ties that unite with the future that you're trying to reach, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And if your values don't agree, then matching cars and tattoos don't matter. See, my swagger has never been defined by designs and price tags. I never spit game when I tried to holler because I saw the beauty of my tomorrows when I was 13. Told myself that if a girl didn't want to get with me, then it was her loss. Now I'm a boss wearing a blue and white collar. Dedicated poet, husband, and father, but I fall to more than you ever know. Stumble more often than you see, but I survive by relying on the God in me. Try not to ever let my needs come before my family, so when you see me in a wrinkled shirt, I'm probably late for work because I'm teaching my 3-year-old how to brush her teeth or fixing my wife's lunch so she can have something to eat. Sometimes, I can't get a haircut for 3 weeks because my 7-year-old had a class project that unexpectedly cut into my budget, so I gotta wait. Swag is the arrogant younger brother of faith. The prodigal son making his inheritance reign in Babylon for show. But eventually, we all get old. And our children need more than name brand clothes and an attitude to survive the storms of life. So I told my niece, yeah, you're probably right. I don't have any swagger. And as much as I wanted to be mad at her, I just couldn't bring myself to be angry. She's aiming for someone that has the complete package, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I just hope that instead of admiring the book's cover, that she takes the time to read it, from front to back. All right. So for all of the young ladies that are here, that poem was for you. And you know, y'all guys know that I'm not the type of poet that performs at every show, but I really did write that poem for y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed it.